I want to highlight the top 10 players in the WNBA. Who are they? This also is players who are injured right now but are not going to be injured long term in the season do count. So Nafisa is going to be on this list essentially. I hope I'm not spoiling anything because everyone knows how good she is. But let's do it, because a lot of people have their own lists, and I've seen multiple lists out there where I'm like, that person feels too low, that person feels too high, and so I think I got a list that is just right. But let's go on, and let's talk about the top 10 players in the WNBA. At number 10, Allisha Gray. Allisha Gray is averaging 22 this year with 5 rebounds. She's been playing great for the Dream. She is the Dream's best player, and you could argue that because some nights it's like, is that Ryan Howard that's going to be the best player? And then there'll be a night or two where you're like, okay, Angel might be. Jordan Canada had 11 points and 14 assists the other day. They have a really good team over there that can get it done. But Allisha Gray last year, all WNBA first team, and she was that for a reason. She played phenomenal last season, and I think that she is one of the most underrated players in the league because she's a player that a lot of people don't talk about at the level, because obviously you talk about your stars, you talk about the people who are going to be marquee, and even though she's in a big market in Atlanta, she's not one of the marquee quote-unquote players, even though three-point shooting champion, so a little bit marquee there. But Allisha Gray I have at number 10. Number 9, Jackie Young. This year has not been the greatest of years for Jackie Young. Only 9 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. She hasn't scored in her last 2 games, but we know what Jackie Young is. We know how good she is. All WNBA second team last year. She's just had a couple bad games, a couple bad stretches here. But as they still have Kennedy Carter off the bench, she's finding her offensive positioning, because Kennedy Carter, obviously someone who's putting up 20 points in 22 minutes as a bucket. Jackie's going to find her place. She was a number 1 overall pick for a reason. She is a champion for a reason, and we know how good Jackie Young truly is, so not concerned about her at all for her sluggish start to the season, but she is an amazing basketball player offensively and defensively. She can be Miss Triple-Double if she needed to. Jackie Young at 9, I don't think there's really much conversation to be had about why she needs to be in this top 10. At 8, Kelsey Plum, you could argue she could be higher, but that just showcases why there's so many good players in the W. Kelsey Plum, 27 points a game this year, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Last year, she played well, but it looks like she's even taken a step up from what she was able to do last year. She averaged 19.5 last year in her first year with the Sparks. She started off the year hot, kind of tailed off a bit. So far this year, shooting 59% from the floor, 49% from 3, and she's got a roster around her. She doesn't have Rakia, another big scorer this year, but what she does have is talent. She has Cameron Brink, she has Ray Burrell, Sanaya Fagan, nice rookie, Tanaya Latson, nice rookie, but you have De'Erica Hamby, you have none other than Nneka Ogwumike, you've got Erica Wheeler, Ariel Atkins, so she's got some talent around her, but overall, this right now, it's not Nneka's team this time around in the Sparks uniform, it is Kelsey Plum's team. She deserves everything. She has been an undersized quote-unquote guard her entire career, but it doesn't matter because she is one of the best bucket getters in all of the WNBA. She continues to be that, and that's why she is number 8. But she is not number 7, because even though she doesn't have her own team, Sabrina Ionescu that is, we know what Sabrina can do on a basketball floor. We clearly saw she had the biggest shot in Liberty history with that 3 against the Minnesota Lynx in Game 3 of the playoffs. In the finals. We know what Sabrina represents. Obviously, she goes to the NBA three-point contest. That's Steph versus Sabrina. She scores 26. Everybody else scores 26, not named Steph Curry. She is one of the greatest shooters in WNBA history. She's got unlimited range, but she also can pass at an extremely high level. We saw it from Oregon. We see it now. And if she had her own team, if she was in Kelsey Plum's spot, I think she could do a lot of the same and maybe even a little bit more, because I think that she's a little bit more, and she's a touch better of a distributor. This is really parsing here because both of them are amazing. It's why they're at 7, why they're at 8. If you wanted to slide Kelsey Plum in front of Sabrina right now, especially because Sabrina's only played 1 game this year, completely understand. But Again, Sabrina last year was all WNBA second team, and that was over Kelsey Plum. So, just overall, I think that Sabrina Ionescu is a little bit better of a player than Kelsey Plum. But at 6, who I think is a little bit better than the both of them at the guard position, is Paige Beckers. At this point, I understand that she's young, all WNBA second team last year, 19 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. We just talked about her shooting 52% from the floor, 48% from the 3-point line, only 80 from the line, but that will go up before the end of the season. She is the GMs voted, and she was number 1 for team person you're going to want to start a team around at this point, because she's really got it. Everybody knows it. Everybody in the W talks about how Paige has really got next, because it's Paige, and she has been that ever since she has been growing up in Minnesota. Obviously, there was that viral thing of this is going to be the next star. Obviously, the picture of her in, I think, 5th or 6th grade, whatever it was. But she is amazing, and she is 6th on this list, and that will probably be the lowest she is going to be for quite some time in this league. I can't imagine her dipping below 6 for a long while in this league, possibly like a decade plus. And another person who might not be dipping below the position they're at right now in this league is Caitlin Clark at 5. And there have been lists out there that have Caitlin Clark out of the top 10 or at number 9 or at 10. ESPN's is her at 10. And I understand that people love because she is Caitlin Clark, and then everyone loved her. So then now it's cool and it's in style to hate on her. There's no need. She is great. 24 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists this season, making big shots, playing very well, playing with fire, putting effort in on the defensive end. Is she the greatest defender? No. But do you have to guard her differently than every single player in the W, and that's including Sabrina? Yes. Does Sabrina have the same level of range as Caitlin? She does. Sabrina can pull up from the parking lot, so we know that. But with the way that Caitlin Clark can pass the ball, one of the top 2 passers in the league, and she might not be 2. Shout out to Chelsea Gray, would be the other person. But Caitlin is somehow we just can't decide to put her like right in her rightful spot. It's always she is the best, and she is this, and she is everything to the WNBA, and there's nothing else there, and that's a little strong. She's not the best player in the WNBA right now. I think even she herself would say, overall, don't deserve that title yet, even though she probably feels every night that she's the best player on the floor. Of course she should. But also these people are like, she's barely a top 10 player. All she does is this. Just go straight down the middle on her. It is okay. She is a very, very, very good player. She is great. She is box office. She is fun. She can help lead organizations, and she'll help lead this organization to being a champion. She is a future MVP. She is a future Hall of Famer. She is a future captain of the USA basketball team. She is a future all of that if she wants to be, and clearly she has the effort and wants to be. But overall, Caitlin, top 5 player in the league. Her and Paige are both going to be going up there. By the end of the year, that could even flip-flop. So Caitlin might be as low as 6 at some point, because her and Paige are really duking it out for who's going to be the best of that 2020 high school class, which we expected it to be Paige, but Caitlin came onto the scene. And again, I talked to my brother about this on the Warner Brothers podcast. Check out our latest episode. It's going to be coming out here very, very soon. But at number 4, though, the regular culprits are at number 4, 3, 2, and 1. It's just in which order do you want to put them in. This is my order for it. Alyssa Thomas at 4. Some people like to have her as high as 2. Some people have her a little bit lower. I mean, Alyssa Thomas is just a dog. 18, 8, and 8 this season. She is the strongest player in the W. She can get to whatever spot she wants to. The thing with her is that she just doesn't have a 3-point shot, but she can orchestrate any offense, and anytime you have to look across and say, I gotta deal with that bull of a person over there, that bull of a woman, yeah, Alyssa Thomas is just an amazing basketball player, has been for a long while. She did her talents there for a while in Connecticut, and now she's in Phoenix, and she has done nothing different other than just be even a more efficient scorer. That's pretty much all she has done, is just become a better scorer, because she's had to do a little bit more of the scoring. Number 3, Breanna Stewart, greatest collegiate player basketball's ever seen. 4 national championships. I think lost like 4 games throughout her time there. Most outstanding player 4 times in a row. You're never going to see it again. But Breanna Stewart, just an amazing basketball player, has a great team around her with Sabrina, with Satu, who's a top 20 player, with Jonquel, who's around a top 20 player. So that's why the Liberty are so good. But Breanna Stewart is the best player on that team, though she might not be the most flashy, though she might not be the most fun player out of all the players to watch. She's still 21-9 on highly efficient shooting from the floor this year. 45% from the floor. Her 3 ball's been a little bit down at 20%, but 89% from the line. Still 21-9, still great, still a person who can be in the running for MVP every single year and will be in the running for MVP as long as she stays in her prime. And then number 2, then, because we know number 1, number 2, then that is Nafisa. I understand Nafisa has not played thus far this year, but she'll be back. And 23, 7-3, 50, 40, 90 last season from the floor, 3-point line and the line. An amazing ambassador for the game of basketball. Obviously, those two together, Breanna and Nafisa, really the head of Unrivaled, which has been a great league, a fun league to watch, and something that I think has really progressed a lot of the players. I think Kelsey has gotten better because of the fact that she's gotten to play consistent high-level basketball in the States, hasn't had to travel as much, helps her life out a bunch, obviously her getting money. Same with Paige, same with a lot of these players. So overall, and what they've done with Unrivaled, I think, is just something you have to speak on, have to give kudos to, and something that is amazing for the league, or for women's basketball, I should say. But in the league, we know how good Nafisa is. But though Nafisa is great, and though Nafisa is amazing, she is not A'ja Wilson. And everybody who watches basketball knows that A'ja Wilson is the best player in the WNBA. And in my humble opinion, it's not too close. Not that, like, if she's and Asia's a 99, Nafisa's a 96, 97, Brianna's a 96, Alyssa Thomas 96, Caitlin 95, and we go down from there. But that's essentially what we've got here. A'ja is the best player in the W, and it's just not a debate. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, champion, coming off another MVP. Like, it's just, what can we do? What are you going to do with her? She's going to go down as the greatest WNBA basketball player to ever live. I'm on record saying that. I'm going to be on record saying it again. It's not really even too much of a debate for me. I think it's just going to become a thing where everyone's like, yeah, it's the greatest of all time. It's the greatest we've ever seen. And it doesn't have to be a conversation. It doesn't have to be an argument. And we don't have to say, oh, well, this happened, or, well, this happened. You know, Bill Russell, amazing. Kareem, amazing. Magic, Bird, amazing. When you saw Jordan, you were like, that's just the greatest player I've ever seen. Yes, there might be players who have more accolades, there might be players that have more this or more that, but that's just the greatest player I've ever seen, and there's not the debate. And then obviously now there is with LeBron, but there's just not the debate at the time. The thing with that, too, though, is she's going to have like, all the accolades, too. She's going to be amazing with the accolades. But this right here are the top 10 players, in my humble estimation, in the WNBA. 1, A'ja Wilson. 2, Nafisa Collier. 3, Breanna Stewart. 4, Alyssa Thomas. 5, Caitlin Clark. 6, Paige Becker. 7, Sabrina Ionescu. 8, Kelsey Plum. 9, Jackie Young. 10, Alicia Gray. And respects to Kelsey Mitchell, who was all WNBA second team. Respects to Aaliyah Boston, who was all WNBA second team last year as well. Respects to Ryan Howard, who is Alicia Gray's teammate and some nights is better than Alicia Gray. Respect to all of those players, Satu Sabally, and many others who all could be fighting for around that 9 to 10 spot. That's just how deep the league is right now, but I think that these are going to be the top 10 players, or these are the top 10 players in the WNBA, and I don't see it changing too much. Honestly, if there's one person who I think's coming for a spot, it's Aaliyah Boston. I think that she is just an amazing defensive player. Offensively, she's adding more and more to her game. She could arguably be a top 10 player right now, but I give the nod to Alicia Gray. I think that Alicia Gray deserves it the way that she has run that organization there in Atlanta and the way that she has helped put that team on her back and make them a formidable opponent in the WNBA and a team that's going to be forced to be reckoned with here for the years to come. But that is the top 10 players in the WNBA from me. These are the reasons why I went through all of it. Love to hear your thoughts. Love to hear the comments there, guys. And if you haven't yet, I know sometimes you got to see the content, you got to see there. Hit that subscribe button, though. It does mean a lot if we help grow and help build this, because if you guys love the WNBA like I love the WNBA, just watching it, hit that subscribe button because we can grow and we can talk about the WNBA together. And if not, if you guys are just like kind of casual fans and want to just hear someone talk about the W, like, oh, let me get this here so I don't have to pay attention to everything, I got you. I'm going to be watching regardless. So thank you guys appreciate everybody here. This has been Splash with your host, Keenan Warner, and we'll be back to see you guys again very soon.